This is The Scoop for Monday.
I'm Megan Bowman with the WMNF News headlines. Election Day is tomorrow, and for some people, emotions are at an all-time high. I spoke with the Crisis Center of Tampa Bay's Chief Operating Officer, Katie Androff, last week about how people can cope with election anxiety.
Why do you think this election maybe is causing that divisiveness and anxiety?
Well, I think certainly this is the third really contentious election. So this is not the first time we're experiencing this, and there have been polarizing candidates. But I think what people really need to lean into is trying to manage their own emotions and minimize their own stress and anxiety, not give in to any more chaos or anxiety than they need to. So in going into the election and also preparing for possible disappointment after the election, really having a plan to be able to manage those emotions.
Can you tell me what other ways people can sort of cope with this election anxiety?
Well, certainly limiting access to any media, social media that you don't need. If that's causing increased anxiety, reduce that. If there are individuals in your life who are a positive influence and improve your mental health, certainly lean into that and talk about your feelings with those positive individuals. Once you've released your feelings, move on to neutral or positive topics to improve your mental health. If there are individuals who maybe you don't see eye to eye with related to the election, they're still part of your life. You want to continue those relationships, but maybe in the short term, limit those interactions so that it's not impacting your relationship or it's not a contributing factor to you feeling worse. And of course, day to day, we all experience stress. We all have to have coping strategies for responding to those emotions. So lean into what helps with managing your stress, whether that's exercising, cooking a nice dinner, enjoying time with your kids, reading a book, doing art, whatever you find reduces your stress. That's going to be a positive way to manage your feelings.
If passed, Amendment 4 would enshrine abortion protections in the Florida Constitution. WMNF's Chris Young reports one survey found many Catholic voters support the referendum, which is contrary to church leadership.
Analysis from Catholics for Choice in Mi Vecino showed 62% of Catholic voters saying they support Amendment 4, including 65% of Hispanic Catholic Republicans in Miami-Dade County. Devin Murphy Anderson is the CEO of Mi Vecino.
We've been on the ground now for a year and a half for Amendment 4, and a lot of attitudes and awareness has shifted in that time period.
Anderson, a Catholic herself, says Catholic voters are realizing that Amendment 4 does, in fact, align with their values.
In reality, our Catholic values and foundations, understandings of conscience and free will, and prioritizing the marginalized, actually, our faith calls us to support reproductive rights.
This comes as Catholic church leaders have mostly come out against the amendment. Florida Conference of Catholic Bishops called the amendment extreme and recommended a no vote. Aaron DiPietro is the Legislative Affairs Director for Florida Family Voice, an organization against the amendment.
Marginalized people are not protected by a lack of definitions, by medical doctors being removed out of the equation, by parental rights and parental consent being gutted, and by taxpayer dollars being spent on elective abortions.
Governor Ron DeSantis has used taxpayer dollars to try to defeat Amendment 4. The amendment needs approval from 60% of voters to pass. Chris Young, WMNF News.
You can still cast your ballot tomorrow for the general election. Over 7.5 million Floridians have voted. Republicans dominated early voting while Democrats and unaffiliated voters were neck and neck. However, according to state data, over 700,000 vote-by-mail ballots have not been returned. If you're holding on to your ballot, it's not too late to make your voice heard. Drop it off tomorrow by 7 p.m. at your local supervisor of elections office. And if you're unsure who or what to vote for, visit WMNF.org to see our voter guide. The National Weather Service says you'll see sunny skies with a high near 86 today, mostly clear tonight with lows around 71. I'm Megan Bowman with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.